And then like the last question I want to ask you is that like if you had the chance, what things about Taiwan would you change?
I would probably change the school system, like
school
the high
system,
school, because I feel like it's too much pressure on the high schoolers because it's so tough.
And anything else that you would like to change, or just that?
I mean, the trash
Oh, the
system
trash?
is
Oh.
like so, for me, it's so difficult because we could just like take our trash to like a bin in Finland. But here, I'm always stressed because I live with other people, so I have to be considerate for them, and we take turns in taking the trash out. Hi, I'm Ida. I'm from Finland, and this is my third time in Taiwan to study Chinese.
Hi Ida. So for the first question I want to ask you, how did you know about Taiwan in the first place?
So in 9th grade, I started researching high school student exchange, and I actually had a friend who did exchange in Taiwan, and she really recommended it, and then I decided that I also wanted to come here.
When did you come here for the first time?
It was 2018 to 19.
18, okay. And
Yeah.
did you finish the school at the time, or you were studying in the high school?
I was studying in high school.
Oh, in high
Yeah.
school. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. And for the first time you came here, like, was it to do like Chinese courses or something else?
It was like high school exchange. So I was attending a Taiwanese high school for a year.
Oh, Taiwanese high school.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, this is cool. And how was Taiwanese high school?
It was very different from Finland, and it was like rough. They had like really long days compared to Finland, for example, but I loved the other high school kids. They were so nice.
Okay. And what kind of like the main differences between like high school back home and high school here in Taiwan?
First of all, the days here were a lot longer. And then I feel like high school in Finland is more like university would be here. It's more free. You have like free periods where you can leave the school, go home. Your days might be like 3 hours, or you might not have school at all.
Did you study like with all Taiwanese people, or it was like more like foreigners in the class?
It was all Taiwanese people.
Oh, Taiwanese. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Were you like only one foreigner?
Yeah, there were only 2 other like exchange students in my school, so everybody else was Taiwanese.
Okay. And how's it like to study among other Taiwanese people? Do they like bully you? Or,
No. They're very sweet. I feel like a lot of them were afraid to speak English, and they would always like apologize for their English while speaking in perfect English, but they were really sweet and welcoming.
Okay, that's nice. You came here, and at the time, like, did you study all in English, or it was like in Chinese?
It was all in Chinese.
Oh,
so
Chinese.
I didn't understand like 99% of what was going on. So I was spending a lot of time in the library.
Oh, this is pretty cool. And so it was like in 2018, and then like after how long did you stay here?
I stayed here that time for 10 months.
10 months? Okay,
Yeah.
and then like you went back home, right?
Yeah.
And then like you came here for the second time?
Yeah.
And then you went back home and then came here for the third time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And like the second time you came here, was it?
That was to attend Chinese courses for 4 months.
Okay. The third time is now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and how long have you been in Taiwan in total?
So I think like 15 months.
Oh, 15 months. Okay. And what do you think about Chinese language? Because I guess you kind of like studied for a little bit. What do you think about the language?
I think it's really, really pretty and really interesting. It's a bit hard, but I feel like that's a part of why it's so fun to learn.
What kind of like challenges do you think, like for example, the tones or the writing? Like what part of the language you find the most difficult for you?
I feel like it's the tones, because Finnish is a very monotone language. So like especially the second tone for me is like very difficult. And since I haven't had like much opportunity to actually speak Chinese in Finland, my speaking is like super bad, but I read and write pretty well.
Okay, this is cool. And when you came here to Taiwan like for the first time, like what thing impressed you the most? Do you remember?
I feel like it was like the overall atmosphere, and that it's like so busy and lively, because Finland is very quiet and there isn't like much to do. So it was like really great moving to like a big city for the first time.
And was it your first Asian country that you visited?
No, I actually had been to Hong Kong and China before.
Okay. Like at the time, like first time you came here, like how old you were?
I was 17.
Oh, 17. Okay. Do you remember like when you came here for the first time, like what things about Taiwan did you like the most?
I feel like I liked that there were so many different things to do. I loved night markets and KTV, and like the fact that you were able to like in the same evening go eat dinner in like the center of Taipei and then go hike a mountain nearby.
For the time you've been here, like what things about Taiwan you don't like?
I don't like that you can't drink tap water.
Oh, tap water.
Yeah, because in Finland you can.
Okay,
so that
right,
makes me like sad. And then, because I'm used to it being like very peaceful, sometimes like when the MRT gets like crammed or like when you go to like Ximen, when it's like really busy, I feel overwhelmed, but that's pretty much it.
Do you have like any type of challenges that you usually face here in Taiwan?
I feel like reading the restaurant menus. Because like I don't know any of the food vocabulary, so it's like it always takes me forever because I actually try to do it in Chinese every time, but it takes me forever to figure out what it says.
Like how's the communication for you here in Taiwan? Because like do you usually communicate like in Chinese with people or in English? And like how do you find it?
Whenever I'm in like a restaurant or a store, I always try to like speak Chinese. But then with friends, I have a few local friends, but all of them speak English. So I feel like they get bored of me trying to speak to them in my broken Chinese really quickly. So I usually speak in English with them.
Okay, right. I want to ask you because it's your third time that you came to Taiwan, and like what things made you decide to come back?
First of all, I wanted to study Chinese. And then because I've already lived here, it feels familiar. And then I have kind of like a social circle here. I know a lot of people that live here, so it feels like kind of like a second home, so it's really nice to come back to.
Okay. And now I want to ask you about like some unexpected thing that happened to you in Taiwan.
I feel like the most culture shock regarding that I had in the high school that I was in, because everybody was so curious because we were the only like foreigners in the high school. People would like stand up in their classrooms when I was walking by and stuff, and that was really funny.
But was it easy like to make friends there or not?
I feel like in the high school, I had a little bit of a hard time just because everybody was so busy with their school, so they didn't really have that much time to hang out after school.
Like how's it for you to make friends with Taiwanese, with locals? Do you find it easy or hard? And
as long as I have opportunities to meet them, then I find it like pretty easy. But it's just that I feel like because I spend most of my time studying Chinese and they're obviously not there like in the same courses, so it's easier for me to meet other people who are here to study Chinese rather than Taiwanese people.
And like in general, how do you think culture of making friends in Taiwan and back home is different? Like what things people usually gonna do like when they hang out together here and back home?
I feel like here, like what I would do with my classmates before was like big get-togethers and like go have hot pot and like things like that. And in Finland, it's usually more of like, oh, do you want to go like grab coffee together? And then you go just the two of you to like a cafe and like chat.
Okay. And what do you think about Taiwanese safety in general?
I think Taiwan's really safe, and I always knew that because my friends told me before, and then I researched Taiwan before coming here. But yeah, my parents would not let me go into any country that was dangerous. So when I wanted to come to Taiwan for exchange, they were like, yes, that's very good.
Okay, but like how was it for them? Because you were like 17 and then like you want to go abroad like and live by yourself, like were they open to it or?
They weren't like really worried because I moved out in Finland when I was 16 because I attended a high school in the capital and my parents live in another city. But here I actually had 3 host families
for the
whole year, yeah. So they were less worried about me living here than in Finland.
Okay, that's cool. Is there anything you saw in Taiwan that you think it will be nice to have in your own country?
I feel like the KTVs, first of all, those are awesome. And then I wish we had obviously like better options for if I want to eat like Asian food, because it's also good here, like hot pot and stuff. In Finland, it sucks. And then I guess public transport, like good public transport would be great because we only have one metro line in Helsinki. Okay.
And like, what do you think about Taiwanese MRT? What things kind of like you were most surprised when you first took the MRT?
It was just like how fast and convenient it was to get to places, and because it like reaches so like wide, it's like easy to get to like most places, unlike in Helsinki.
Okay, right. Another thing I want to ask you like about medical care or hospital here, like have you had the chance to visit it here or not?
Yeah, because I had like the medical insurance for Taiwan when I was here for high school exchange. And it was actually like really good. It was like, back then it was really cheap. I think it was like €7 to go because I had to go to the dentist. And like that was awesome. And it was so convenient and so fast because in Finland it's free, but you sometimes have to wait a bit to actually like be able to see a doctor. Actually, that's something unexpected that happened to me. I was walking on the street and there is like some pieces of wood there and I stepped on one of them and it had like a screw on it and I stepped on the screw. So they took me to the hospital because they didn't know if I had a tetanus shot or not, my host family. They didn't speak that good English, so I had a hard time explaining to them that I do, so the doctor asked me about it. But that time we went to a big hospital and it was like very fast and like convenient, so that was really good.
So was it like emergency or just like normal?
I think it was like an emergency thing because they were so worried about me like getting like tetanus.
Okay. What is the most interesting thing you have discovered about Taiwan?
I mean, honestly, I have found the language and culture altogether like super interesting because obviously I got a pretty good look at the culture and like the everyday life when I was here living in the host families. So just learning about like all of it was like super interesting.
And like is there any Taiwanese traditions that you find kind of like really interesting, or like any traditions that you like?
I actually really loved celebrating Chinese New Year.
Oh, Chinese New Year.
I feel like it was so much better than Christmas ever. It felt so cozy just getting together with like my host relatives, I guess, and like spending time together because we went to Keelung. And we were there for like a week with the extended family.
You also have like hongbao, right? And
yeah, that was so fun.
And did you play like mahjong or something?
Yes,
we
did. Yeah,
okay,
that was so fun. They let me win because I sucked at it. But
and like, what kind of Taiwanese food do you like the most here?
I feel like I like spicy hot pot.
And like any food that you don't like?
I don't eat seafood.
Oh, seafood.
So it's like kind of like a lot of things in Taiwan, I feel.
But just in general, you don't eat seafood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If any other foreigner want to come here to Taiwan, like what kind of advice would you give to them?
I would say be curious and explore. And actually, if you want to learn Chinese, start speaking Chinese to like when you go to a store and like when you want to order food, like right away, because that is what makes you more comfortable with it. And then just actually like try to talk to people and get to know the culture, and like if people give you opportunities to do fun things, take them and don't just stay home.
Okay, this is nice. And then like the last question I want to ask you is that like if you had the chance, what things about Taiwan would you change?
I would probably change the school system, like the high school, because I feel like it's too much pressure on the high schoolers because it's so tough.
And anything else that you would like to change, or just that?
I mean, the trash system is like so, for me, it's so difficult because we could just like take our trash to like a bin in Finland. But here, I'm always stressed because I live with other people, so I have to be considerate for them, and we take turns in taking the trash out. So I always have to be home on time to take the trash out.
Especially with the garbage trucks, right?
Yeah.
And like, do you remember like your first time that you saw the garbage truck? Like, how did you react to it? Because there's like a music and.
I thought, so in Finland, the cars that drive with music are only like ice cream,
right?
Yeah. So I was so confused when it was like trash, but it's pretty funny. It's good for like to hear that it's actually coming.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. And now let's say bye-bye together, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye.
如果你也想成为下一位爆红创作者，请打开下方资讯栏连结，一起来投稿吧。